Do you have that one person in your friend group who is constantly late? And not just every now and then. I mean the one who is always late, who seems to be unable to get anywhere on time, even to save their own life. Well, in my friend group, that person is me. My name is Beth, and being perpetually late might have just saved my soul recently. It was an ordinary weekend. I had planned to go to one of those reality adventure games, you know, a get out of the room kind of thing, with my friends Olivia, Bobby, and Dan. And as you've probably already guessed, I was late. So late that my friends had to go without me. I arrived about 20 minutes late and ended up just sitting in the lobby waiting for everyone to be done with the quest. I kept beating myself up, thinking about how much fun they must be having and how I'm constantly missing out on things. When they got out, they seemed super excited and a little agitated. Afterward, we went for a pizza together, and the whole time they were talking about the quest and telling inside jokes they had developed during the experience. I felt sad and left out. Suddenly, Olivia stood up and quietly whispered, "By accepting these golden coins, you sold your souls." I was a little shocked, but everyone laughed. Apparently, at the end of the game, right before they finished the quest, a voiceover narrator made that announcement. Nobody took it seriously, but it kind of bothered me. You see, I was raised in a pretty spiritual household, so I take that sort of stuff very seriously. I didn't say anything to my friends because I knew that they would make fun of me, but personally, I got really worried. The following night, I didn't sleep very well. I had terrible nightmares about my friends getting in trouble. In the morning, I sent a message in our group chat. It was just a meme, you know, just to check nonchalantly and see if everyone was okay, without raising any questions or giving them a reason to tease me. But everyone replied with laughing emojis. This immediately calmed me down. They were okay. On Sunday, I had some family plans, so I knew I wouldn't see my friends till Monday. Peaceful and comforted with the thought that nothing bad had happened, I quickly forgot about that vicious escape room. How could I have known that this wasn't the end of it? On Monday morning, I got to school. I didn't have any of the same classes with my friends, which is why I didn't know something was going on until my lunch break. When I got to the cafeteria, I noticed that our usual table was empty. That was weird. As I mentioned, I was always the last one to arrive anywhere. I sat down, feeling uncomfortable and alone. I opened our group chat. There were no new messages that could explain the situation, so I texted, "Hey guys, where are you?" I waited for a while, but nobody replied. I texted once again, "Hey?" No reply. I was so confused and weirded out. I called Olivia, and after a while she picked up. "Hi, Beth." She sounded terrible. Her voice was weak and sickly. "Olivia, hey, where are you guys? What's going on?" "I stayed home today. I'm sick. I've been sick since yesterday." "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you feeling any better? Do you want me to come over after school to bring you something?" "No," she quickly replied, and I swear I heard fear in her voice. "It's just, I think it might be stomach flu, and I don't want you to get sick too." "Oh, okay. I hope you get well soon." "Thanks. Bye." She hung up before I managed to say another word. I knew that Bobby and Dan had a gym class together right before their lunch break, so I rushed to gym. They weren't anywhere to be seen. After a few minutes of looking for them, I ran into several guys who I knew were their teammates. I asked them if they had seen Bobby and Dan. They reacted weirdly and told me that they were probably in the principal's office. The principal's office? Why? They looked at each other with confusion. Finally, one of them replied,
"Well, they kinda fought each other."
"What?"
"Yeah, I still don't understand what got into Dan. He was absolutely Dan,"
another guy interrupted.
"No, it was Bobby who started the fight." "No way, man, I clearly saw."
I left them to argue about that and ran towards the principal's office. The only ones who knew what really happened were in there. When I approached the door, I suddenly stopped. I couldn't just burst inside, could I? What would I even say? Did I really believe that some weird soul-sucking escape room took my friends' souls? Clearly, that would sound crazy. As I was standing outside, confused and worried, Bobby appeared in the doorway, kicking the door wide open. He seemed infuriated. His face was red, his eyes were burning with rage, and his fists were clenched. I approached him with fear. "Bobby, what?"
Not now!
He yelled at me and quickly walked away. Something was wrong. I could feel it. The way he looked, the way he moved, it was as if he was about to explode. In the next second, Dan walked out of the principal's office. He seemed pale, emotionless, and calm. I'd say even too calm, especially in contrast with Bobby. I stepped up and put my hand on his shoulder. "Hey, Dan, will you tell me?" Dan looked at me and I froze. His eyes were absolutely empty and cold. His face didn't change, not a single muscle moved. Moving almost mechanically, he grabbed my wrist and twisted my arm, forcing me to let go of him and hurting me at the same time. I screamed and tears appeared on my face. Dan blinked and let go of me. It looked like he had just woken up and didn't really understand what was going on. His eyes were filled with horror and confusion. "Why would you do that?" I cried, rubbing at my aching arm. "It hurts!" He stepped away and raised his hands, as if he were terrified of his own actions. "I'm sorry, Beth. I gotta go." "Wait!" I yelled, but he ran off without turning back. I was left standing alone in the middle of the hallway and not knowing what to think. I felt confused, scared, and powerless. Something was going on with all my friends and I didn't know what to do. After school, I decided to stop by Olivia's house. I knew that she told me not to come by, but I was freaking out. I didn't care if I was going to get the stomach flu. I just wanted to make sure it was not something worse than that. I got to her house and rang the bell. I waited for a while, but nobody opened the door. When I stepped away from the door and peeped into one of the windows, I noticed the curtain moving like someone had just hidden behind it. I got closer to the window. "Olivia, are you in there?" No reply. "Olivia, I just need to talk to you for a second. Can you please let me in?" Nothing. "Olivia, please!"
You gotta leave.
I shuddered. It wasn't Olivia's voice. It was much deeper and rustier and distorted. It sounded as if someone recorded Olivia's voice, but then heavily edited it. "Olivia, what's going on?" I sobbed. "You're scaring me."
Get out before I make you get out.
The reply was angry and sinister. All of this was just too much. Shaking and crying, I slowly stepped away from Olivia's house and started running. I didn't see where I was going, nor could I fully comprehend what I found myself in the park, where a group of friends regularly hung out together. Tears flooded my eyes, both from fear and from sadness. I sat down on the bench and grabbed my smartphone. I opened our group chat. I took a deep breath and started typing. "Guys, if you're there, meet me at our favorite spot in the park. Please, we need to talk." I pressed send and began to wait. I waited for an hour, hoping that at least one of them would appear from an alley, but nothing happened. Nobody came to the park. Nobody even replied in the group chat. I waited for another hour and then headed home. It's been 3 days since they stopped coming to school. Nobody replies to me. I went to their places, but nobody lets me in. I don't know what happened to them, and I'm too scared to even try to find out. What should I do?